Town historians say over the last 160 years, this building has been relatively unchanged. But after last night's accident, well, it's changed. It's parts of 590 that are literally crumbling apart. Alkali-silica reaction. It's a fancy term PennDOT uses for old road doesn't stick very well to new road.
This is where it's coming from. We're seeing a little bit of a lake effect happening here with some low pressure that's been moving towards our area.
She climbed over that fence right there and proceeded to make her way up the A-frame structure you can see on the other side. Heavy rains also create soupy soil. But it wasn't until later when police arrived that they discovered something went horribly wrong. The amount of garbage in Pike County continues to grow over the years. But if you add a slew of trees that now you can't remove, well, you can say goodbye to your lakeside property.
Well, police suspect synthetic bath salts may have been in the Doylestown man's system when he vandalized homes and attacked the woman last Friday. News 13's John Bartell joins us now from our Pike County newsroom with those details. John.
George, many Hudson Street residents are relating Friday's attack to the bath salt-induced attack in Florida, which resulted in one man eating another man's face. Only this time, the victim on Hudson Street was able to escape with her life.
Okay, you haven't heard the zombie apocalypse jokes? This is where they come from, this drug.
Late Friday night, Hudson Street resident Kim Doyle witnessed a horrific attack that happened right outside her home.
Scratching her, clawing at her. I mean, he viciously, brutally attacked her.
Around 5 o'clock that morning, police arrested Doylestown resident Richard Cimino under suspicions that he had attacked a group of walkers on Hudson Street. After several attempts to tase the subject and bring him into custody, officers realized Cimino may have been under the influence of drugs.
The symptoms displayed by this individual are consistent with those we've seen in the past with a subject who was under the influence of something like bath salts.
Now, according to police reports, Cimino drove his car off Hudson Street here just a few blocks from this vacant house. After that, he proceeded to strip his clothes off. And then he made his way up to the door, busting it down. After that, walked up to the second floor, and if you look right there, jumped through the window. At the bottom, there's still glass laying down. But what happened next will shock you.
Well, apparently he came flying out of a vacant garage naked, covered in his own blood. He broke the skin on his victim, so now she's also got health concerns.
Police reports go on to say Cimino attacked a group of walkers and brought Hawley resident Nancy Dean Carino to the ground and then began gnawing on her head.
Yes, apparently upon trying to render medical aid, he struck an EMT in the face.
I can't believe it. I'm shocked.
Yeah.
I'm shocked because this is a quiet area.
Cimino is now under police watch at CMC Hospital in Scranton. The victim is reportedly alive and stable. And Marie, I can tell you this, many residents are still shook up over the incident, but their prayers go out to the victims. Back to you. Reporting on news that matters most, John Bartell, News 13. A firefighter narrowly escapes a fire in his own home. I'm John Bartell. I'll have the full story on the Pocono Report. When breaking news happens, I'm there. The papers don't lie. These are accounts from years previous. Whether I'm in Pike or Wayne counties, there's always something going on. As you can see, hazmat crews aren't taking any chances, keeping the community informed. This isn't the first time this has happened on Grove Street. Every night at 5 and 6 o'clock. Excuse me, can you tell me your connection with the cocaine trafficking operation?
Sorry, I'm not going to talk about it.
How much cocaine did you guys sell over there?
Why don't you find out yourself?
One after another, 20 of the suspected cocaine dealers arrested by drug investigators made their way through waiver court in Wayne County.
Angelo Posa is a liar. That's what it comes down to. He's nothing but a liar.
For the past 2.5 years, narcotic investigators, including the FBI, have been monitoring drug activity at the Red Maples Golf Course in Waymart. During that time, the Deputy Attorney General says they've documented several drug transactions with the golf course owner Angelo Posa and several of his colleagues.
We have over 14 controlled buys from Mr. Posa. This case then escalated to a wiretap investigation and later to a grand jury case.
Now, through wiretapping and evidence seizures, investigators estimate over 15,000 grams of cocaine were sold right here. That's a street value of $1.4 million, and a majority of that cocaine was sold just a few feet from residents.
I mean, I know the man. I've known Angelo Posa for years and never suspected that he would be part of this.
Investigators believe the drugs were coming from a source in the Bronx, New York, and Posa had been receiving the shipments from 47-year-old Catherine Gabriel of Scott Township. When asked about the accusations, Posa forcefully declined. Hey, I'm with News 13. I was just wondering if you wanted to, If convicted, Poza and Gabriel could face up to 50 years in prison. The Deputy Attorney General says this is by far the largest drug trafficking ring documented in Wayne County. And with the evidence recorded, he's confident each offender will be prosecuted.
We've gathered enough information that if any of these cases do proceed to court before a jury, we're confident that the Commonwealth will sustain its burden of proof against all the defendants on all the charges.
Today, 8 of the 20 defendants waived their right to a preliminary hearing. The remaining 12 will go before the Attorney General at a later date. In Wayne County, John Bartell, News 13. John Bartell here with your quick fix tip of the day. Clogged sink? Check your P-trap. Stuff loves to accumulate down here, and with many sinks, you don't even need any tools to fix it. Simply unscrew the fittings, pull out the pipe, and then remove the clog. A simple fix, and hey, you may even find some treasures you thought were gone forever. Well, for more do-it-yourself tips, join me every Friday for Fixing Stuff with John, right here on the Pocono Report. When the sun goes down and conditions are right along this swamp on River Road, the mood changes in this vibrant wetland.
He's gonna go there to find to lay eggs with another girl one.
That's right. Every year around March and April, this mucky, grassy marshland becomes a love nest for hundreds of eager amphibians looking for that special mate.
He has yellow spots like these ones.
But before they can do that, they have one major barrier to cross.
Where we get nice warm temperatures and rain, they come out, and what they're attempting to do is cross River Road here and get to the swamp on the other side where there are standing pools of water, and that's where they'll lay their eggs.
Now these guys may be crossing the road in the name of love, but in the past they've had some major heartbreak, or should I say, backbreak.
She's looking at a dead one. It must have gotten run over.
It's a sad ending to a potentially good night, but when the Park Service first realized what was happening in 2003, rangers began closing River Road, so that way these little guys could cross safely, and, well, you get the point.
Well, everything has an important role in the ecosystem. If we lose one link in the ecosystem, everything else below it or above it starts to fall apart.
The Park Service says before the road closure, it was like a real-life game of Frogger. Cars were killing over 700 of these frisky critters a night. But now that traffic isn't an issue, they invite eager onlookers to experience nature at its best.
I think it's actually pretty awesome because I just love the animals here and I just love watching them migrate across the road.
Reporting along the amphibious Lover's Lane, John Bartell, News 13. I'm John Bartell. I'll have the full story on the Pocono Report. When 5 o'clock hits, I'm working hard to bring you the story that matters most. The papers don't lie. These are accounts from years previous. Local first, that's what News 13's all about. But we can't do it without you, the viewer.
This is a total loss.
Whether it's a fire or a natural disaster, when breaking news happens, I'll be there to bring you the news every weeknight, only on Blue Ridge Channel 13. Well, if you ask anyone in Holly, they'll tell you the best way to see the town is on a bicycle. But what happens if you don't have a bike? Well, the people at the Downtown Holly Partnership have just the thing for you. I got Sue Courier here. Sue, tell us about the bike share program.
It's great. It's just like taking a bike out of the library. You just take the bike for the day and tool around town.
All right, well, let's go see what the people of Holly think about it. Well, I've got Amy Aragot here, a Holly resident. Amy, what do you think about this bike share program?
I think it's a good idea for our, visitors to come and have something to do while they're here. Get some physical activity while they're here.
Well, according to Amy, there's no shortage of places to ride. With over 16 miles of trails, there's something for everyone.
They do have, which is nice, is the, that used to be a soccer field down there, but there's a nice little path that you can walk on, probably take the bikes down there. That would be nice.
And if you get lost, the Downtown Partnership provides you with a nice bike-friendly map. Now, the bike share program may be a good deal for tourists, but it's also benefiting local businesses.
They don't have to look for a parking spot. They don't have to put money in the meter. It's a day out. It's not expensive. They can go in and out of the shops. There's plenty of areas here in Hawley where they can get something to drink or something to eat.
All right, Sue, so where can people pick up these bikes?
They can pick them up at 4 locations around Hawley. We've got them at the Settlers Inn, Ledges Hotel, Lake Region Fitness at the Hawley Silk Mill, and AM Sky are in town.
Now, the Hawley Downtown Partnership says these bikes are available year-round, so if you want to come check a bike out, come down to their office on River Street. In Hawley, John Bartel, News 13.